How's everybody doing? Chris here from Pro Paint Jobs. We're in this downtown Brooklyn luxury condo. We're going to be doing walls, trim, and doors. So we're in the process of dropping everything, protecting the floors, removing faceplate. We point out the paint on the hinges, on the window frames. We're going to take care of these holes and where they remove the wall mounts and whatnot. They already did some of this. We don't use this product here for this reason. It just chips away very bad. This job is getting returned to white for rental purposes, and we got a couple of brown walls. 150 grit sandpaper up and down the walls, like I said, just to remove that wall contamination. We're about to make a mix here. So what I do, I'm using Easy Sand 20-minute mix. This allows us to get in and out of a house in one day. Love this stuff. It's really creamy, and it dries very, very hard. It sands out beautifully, and it's just the creamy texture when you use it. You really can't go wrong with the stuff. So what I like to do is make a little cake, so to speak. Let it absorb in. Get my rag again. Sprinkle some water in there. Fold it in so there's no more loose water. Now I got this mixed to a nice consistency. You want to get it so where, kind of won't fall. It's kind of nice and stick. It sticks nice. And we're just doing a quick one. See that right there? Coming close. A lot of people, believe it or not, you come into a place, they leave it thick like that. We don't do that here. I encourage putting it on and taking it right off, leaving a very, very thin layer of compound. And we're going to come back and hit that again later. Very thin. We don't want to sand like animals later. We want to keep the dust to a minimum. We already prepped them. We scraped the holes down. Too many people make a very big production out of this, and it's really not that serious. That's the difference between handymen and professionals. You want to be able to get this done relatively quickly, and that just comes with experience. We're going to come back and get these holes. That one could have just pushed in a little better here. Now I got to get another hit. So what we do is, now we canvas the walls head to toe. Again, we're not general contractors. We're not coming here skim coating the wall. We have to get this thing painted in and out. So, following on here, this is all I do. I scrape. See, there was something here I found. Level that out. I keep coming around. There's areas where I can't really see too well, insufficient lighting. Every painter should have a flashlight. Then we got over here, prepping it right for you here. Now that's going to get another coat, and that's going to get another coat. Remember, on and off. What do we have down here? A lot of situations like this. A lot of damage. Okay? Now when you have these places that just want to get it painted, you can't waste too much time on it. So what I like to do is clean it up. This one didn't peel a lot, thank God. And put a hit of compound in here. Lay it in. Same thing applies. And pull it right off. This will also get another hit of compound. Make sure it's nice and smooth. You see little places like this here? That's what we're going to do. We canvas every square foot, generally focusing on normal viewing distance. And forgive us, we're joined by the fine folks in New York, Horn Happy. There's a big one there I just found. Situation here, we scraped it down. What do we mean when we scraped it down? Make it level. That's what we do. You got to make it level when you're patching. Scrape it down. You gotta work fast with this stuff because it dries pretty quickly. A lot of people, believe it or not, they walk away just like that. Horrifying. because they try to do it in one shot. You cannot do it in one shot. You gotta give it a couple of thin coats. Now this thin coat's gonna dry 5 minutes, 10 minutes, on and off. Scrape the whole thing off. We're gonna look around, do the rest of the walls, get right back. Next thing we do, I'm gonna flip the camera, is we caulk seams and gaps. But before we do that, see there's a gap. Before we do that, we need to mop the tops. You know, we just sanded these walls head to toe. You get all that dust off. We don't really like to brush dust away because it's just dust in the air. You don't really want to breathe it up. Get all that dust out and start prepping this base for caulking. I got all the dust off. I didn't brush the dust like this because it just makes a mess. So you mop it all up. Now some people want to walk around with a rag. That's fine. You can wipe your finger. But me personally, I don't use a rag when I caulk. I like to just lay the caulk, and this is a brand new tube. I like to just lay the caulk, and I don't care if I have excess or anything like that. And I work it with my finger. I leave my finger, who cares? I just leave it. I don't touch the gun, you don't make a mess. I lay more caulk, and I take the excess and I run it up the wall. Because why waste product? And it needed it there. There was a little dent. This looks fine. Maybe I'll bring a little here. And what happens if I do have excess, I'm not going to get up and waste time and run to the sink. I'm just going to put it right here and wash my hands later once I'm done caulking. This looks fine. We look good here. Put a bead here. Walk it on over. And don't just walk it on over. Go back. Check to see if you left your fingerprints on the wall. And I'm going to tell you what I mean. Too many people, come in close please, when they caulk, they leave that line. And they don't double back and smooth that in. And it shows. And once it dries, it all needs to be completely scraped off. And it's just a pain in the butt. So, get your rag. In these situations, now it's beautiful again. It's all these little things that count. Again, now we're joined by the NYPD. Just want to mention the kind of caulk we're using. We're using Alex Plus. I like Alex Plus the best. It's 20-minute dry time, and that's, you know, when you're moving, you need things to dry up pretty quickly. But what I want to show you here is how to cut quickly and effectively. So I lay down my paint and then I bring it up. Now sometimes the brown, when they do the walls, still bleeds onto the ceiling. And you gotta kind of chase it. Now we're doing white, so it's not that terrible if a little white touches the ceiling. You won't be able to notice from down there. These are high ceilings. But either way, keep off the ceiling. Just bring the tip into that corner. And oh, this bothers me so much. People just leave it like that. Always do a back brush. A nice, smooth, delicate back brush. Go that way. Go this way. It's very important that you have a very versatile brush, and I'm going to get into that as well. I like brushes that come to a nice point, but that also, what I like to call, create the seashell. Seashell is very important. I want it to come into that oval, that circle. And then I also want it to recondition pretty quickly back to that point. You need a versatile brush that's able to do that. I use a lot of brushes, and I only found a few that can do that. You see that brown peeking up on the ceiling? Come back the other direction. Let's try to get that brown. Perfect. As we go around the walls and we start to look around, we come across these little nail holes that a lot of people, come on, a lot of people just tend to paint right over, hoping it'll cover. I like to scrape it. I like to get a little caulk. Nothing crazy. Put it in. It's very, very small, minuscule. Fill it up. And then the paint should cover it nicely and it'll disappear. Just handymen, side hustlers, they're not doing that. Going over our second coat now of the compound. Gave it a quick scrape. Again, on and off, and just build it out. You don't gotta overdo it. And if it needs more, we'll come give it more. This requires far less sanding. Scraping off the heads. We'll go a little wider with this one. There you go, spread it around, beautiful. This part should not take, with every coat included, physically, from mixing to sanding, shouldn't take more than an hour. That's including dry time. All right, this will dry. We'll give it another hit if it needs it, and that's that. Come right back. We have a paint tray here. Don't forget, you gotta mix the paint. Don't let it develop a hard film on top. All right, mix it with the sausage. All right, gotta remember to mix that paint. Why do you wanna be able to fan your brush out to that oval seashell type of shape? But here's that oval. You press it down, and it sneaks up right in there. And recondition, of course. Get these brush marks out of the way. Cutting is everything. Brushwork is everything. We don't want any brush marks. We'll come around and smooth those all out. So we spot primed this wall. We primed it down. And this is wall with a big TV mount. I noticed it could use another little skim coat. So that's what we're doing real quick. And so some ridges. And sometimes you could only see these things once you put some paint on it. It just punches you right in the face. I wasn't too happy with the appearance there. So I decided to make another mix. And skim coat it one last time. Now, being that this is 20-minute mud, and I'm only putting a real thin layer, this should be ready to paint. 10 minutes, 20 minutes, it's a nice day, it's not too humid out. So yeah, let's see what happens. All right, we'll see how this looks later. Everything got multiple coats. And this is exactly what the homeowner wanted. He wanted it. It's called a whitewash. Clean it up, patch it up, make it look nice. We did the column. There's that horrendous wall. We just rolled it last thing. So it's a little wet right now. It's a little shiny. And the shinier it is, the more imperfections it's going to pop out. But we did our best here. It's difficult to, it looks great. Head-on shot. From normal viewing distance, it looks amazing. Even from close up, it looks good. I'll hit you from every angle. When it dries, it'll disappear even more. That's the beauty of matte finish. Windowsills nicely painted. We did not put any paint on the hinges. They were all previously there. And I let the customer know. The doors look beautiful. This is generally what it takes to deliver a professional paint job. the way I see it, you got to paint one way all the time, and that's perfect. Anyway, I appreciate everything, and stay tuned for more videos. And I'm going to go into more detail about certain things that I did today, whether it's the caulking, the brush work, the knife work, and even the compound and stuff that I use. I'll put out some more videos pretty soon about that. But this is what we do. We do high-end professional paint jobs. You know, not handyman stuff, not side hustle stuff. And there is a difference. And that's what I want you to see with these videos, that there is a difference. Craftsmanship does vary from person to person, and the word professional is really just thrown around a little too loosely in this business, if you ask me. Anyway, Chris here from Pro Paint Jobs, and we're going to put out more stuff, so stay tuned. Thanks for watching.